Well, they'd probably never think that I was into old school classic cars that I enjoy building on the side of my own home. I like the old school, being able to build a car and with the community, just hanging out with a bunch of people and just to enjoy a night of a classic old car show. I think it was going to an air show eventually and knowing that I like to tinker around with stuff and then actually see something cool like an airplane, or I think it was a jet truck that really motivated me when I saw it. I'm like, that'd be kind of cool to see or learn how that engine works. Tinkering around with snowmobiles and motorcycles and just having fun with cars and stuff like that just got you into it, and then went away to college and got into the small aircraft, spending time building an M1 license, and then I finally had an opportunity to get into the large jet, and then I just continued on my license and expanded at M2. Traveling around the world and building time and experiences. I heard an opportunity of Mohawk, and one of the gentlemen was going to start an aviation program and asked me if I'd like to be involved and maybe help develop a little bit of material. And I eventually said, you know what, that wouldn't be too bad to change it now after all the years of being in the industry, to turn around and now give it back, share your knowledge. I think it's a nice cycle that needs to happen. I mean, we all been students at one time, and then you go in the industry and you work a ton, and then you're like, why not just give it back again and then keep that cycle going, share your knowledge. And hopefully that cycle will happen again with a student who might become a teacher at one time down the road, 20, 30 years down the road as well, like me. So I knew that Mohawk College has always been a well-recognized college for trades, and I'm like, I'd really like to be a part of that. I've always known, even growing up, that Mohawk was well-known for trades, so why not stick to something that has such a great reputation that's out there? The best part of my job is to watch them learn and share your traits, and then watch them when they graduate, and then they come back later on and they say, hey, this is where I am nowadays. I'm like, good for you, that's awesome. To see that they stuck to the industry and they're doing something super cool. And I've even seen students come by and bring their airplanes by here. And I'm like, wow, that's super cool that you're now flying your own airplane. And never thought of that be working on them, but you're working on them and to fly on them. Having that student come back later on in life, 5, 4, or maybe even 10 years later, it's very rewarding to know that I was a part of his career or her career way back in the day.